What's up, Yins? This week on Car Dad Bill, we have a 2024 Subaru Outback Touring XT. That's the fancy one with this turbo boxer engine in it. It's a wagon. I'm a car dad. Wagons are the new thing, man. Always love the wagons, right? The Volvo wagons, the Audi wagons, the Mercedes wagons, the Subaru wagons are no different. Wagons are good vehicles for dads, especially dads with kids that have sports equipment, right? Let's go for a ride. All right, guys, first take on the Outback XT. And my first take is completely hilarious. The turbo engine is phenomenal. The ride quality and the steering is phenomenal. The sound system is phenomenal. The first take is this is a great wagon for families on the move that need to travel different places and different weather conditions and need to carry stuff. This could be a really good contender. Let's get to the full review. All right, Jen, standing outside, Subaru Outback Touring XT. The XT means you get the turbo engine and you get a little bit of the aggressive options that you wouldn't get on some of the other models. The Outback for this year has some more styling cues, some nice turn signals in the mirrors, and I like the accent. I like how the line flows around up into the trim. It's a little bit higher than the previous models. It's also got more power than the previous models. The front end is also updated with their signature front ends that all of them now have. And look at how the body line goes into the headlight housing. Really sharp. All LED lights up front, high beam, low beam, and fog lights, but we don't have any LED turn signals either in the front or in the back. Decent looking wheels along the sides. Outback logo down bottom. Around back we have dual exhaust and a power trunk, power hatch. But yeah, the Outback wagon lives on, and it's really not bad overall. Let's get inside and take a look. All right, guys, inside the Touring Outback, and we want to look at a lot of the stuff inside here. And I want to make some notes on a few things that I found to be nice and or new or convenient for this model year. Notice the first thing, we have some stitched leather on the doors that goes into some plastic trim, some piano black plastic trim as well. Normal aluminum around the windows, some of your trunk, and then your gauge lighting down here, which flows into your trip button, up into the dash, into the instrument cluster. These are actual gauges. They're not digital. The only thing that's digital is the center stack there, which you can toggle through the information on there as well. And you can see my average MPG of 23.7. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Moving over to the touchscreen. This touchscreen houses everything that you are going to ever use. It has your the radio, the map, your whatever you hook up your phone, all of your apps, and then you can actually go down here and select the HVAC. Pulls up the HVAC quickly. You can change the heat and cool, the temperature, fast on the side. You have your front and rear defrosters as well. Down here, you can also go through your system settings. You can turn off the start-stop function, and your fan speed and all that is right here. So is your heated and cooled seats. Those are also there. Up top here, you have a driver focus system, which is always looking at you while you're driving. If you look out the window for too long, it tells you to look back at the road. If you look down at your phone while you're at a red light, it tells you to look back at the road. It's literally always like watching you, and it's kind of annoying. We'll talk about that as well. Parking brake, charging areas, and then you just have a cubby hole for some stuff like your wallet or whatever will fit down there. Regular gear selector, I'm okay with it. It works really well. You do have a manual mode down there, and you do have paddle shifters up here. I don't understand necessarily why a CVT transmission would have a manual mode, but it does. Cup holders, regular cup holders. Then you have an area to put some pens and things that are flatter. And then you have a cubby hole here. But look, you have a CD player. Kids, a CD player is awesome. And you have a Harman Kardon sound system. So you have a great sound system, a CD player. Us millennials and Gen X's can now, listen to our CDs in the car while we're driving. Up here we have all of our different controls for the volume, for tuning, for the different sources. This is your phone, all that good stuff. Down here you have your cruise control with the road holding, your heated steering wheels underneath here. Turn that on. The cup holders on the side can fit water bottles. This water bottle could actually fit in there as well. And then there's also a little adapter for your cup holder in case you have a cup that maybe isn't quite that big and it would get lost down in there, like a little coffee cup or something. You can put that there and it makes it stick up a little bit higher. Kind of a neat feature. And I love that storage compartment. That storage compartment can fit a lot of stuff. My hand can almost always fit in there. And you can fit a bunch of little things in there that won't fly around because it has a rubber mat in there. Automatic door window or window on that side. All automatic windows. Here, all of them are automatic. This is where you adjust your mirror and all that. Let's take a look at the back. Hey, Yins, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are driving cars as much as we can. We are bringing that to you guys. I'm bringing the information to you guys. It's all good stuff. It helps the subscriptions, and the subscriber count goes up the more cars and the more frequency of cars we get. So it's a direct correlation. I appreciate you guys watching, and I appreciate the support. Getting in the back seat. Lots and lots of room. My flashlight for when I go on inspections. Charging area, heated seats. The outboard seats are heated. And then you have a really nice static seat belts here. The kids can get their seat belts on super easy having that there. You have storage in the doors. There's 2 levels of storage in the doors. Let's go around back. Check this out. Because as a wagon, you would assume that there's a good amount of space, and there is. There's Joey's hockey helmet. There's Willie's gear or his jersey bag. So you can see I can fit 2 and then another hockey bag on top of that, especially if I take this top cover off, which you can pop off by sliding it to the side, and then this removes and it gives you a ton more space, at least vertical space, not necessarily more cargo area. This helps you with the seats, to knock down the seats on both sides. You have some tie down areas here, tie down areas on this side, storage over here. Underneath, there's another storage area. See if I can do it with one hand. That also has your spare and other stuff that you want to use, that you need. Some charging down here. And there's your Harman Kardon subwoofer, which sounds phenomenal. Let's get on the road and talk about it. All right, Yins, before we get on the road, I had the Monroney here. I consolidated the information to my sheet. We'll go over that real fast before we get out there and drive around. 2024 Subaru Outback Touring XT, 2.4 liter turbo boxer engine. Listen to this, 260 horsepower, 277 pound-feet of torque. It's called a high torque CVT with 8-speed manual mode. Don't ask me why. I understand why you're doing a CVT. You want smooth, seamless power execution, and you get that with this for sure. The high torque is no joke. You can feel that almost 300 pounds of torque. It's a really good thing. It's one of my favorite things about this vehicle, and we'll talk about that later as well. It's got a Harman Kardon sound system. It has the X mode traction control system, so you can set that when it's getting snowy or slippery or rainy and you're worried about losing traction, or you're on a gravel road or something like that. You set that X mode on and it takes care of all of that. They say 29 mpg average. So you have like a 23 to 30, right? CDB real MPG is 23.7. And you saw that earlier when we looked at the gauge cluster. MSRP for this, $42,795. The as tested price is $42,231, or I'm sorry, $44,231. I don't think that's a bad price. This is the top of the model. Like, this is the top trim level with the turbo engine, with the Harman Kardon sound system, with the leather seats, with the heated and cooled, everything. So you're not getting, I mean, you're getting everything you need. Sunroof, dual exhaust, all the creature comforts you would want, the LED headlights up front, all that stuff. I think that's a great package and great value for what you get in the Subaru. And it's a wagon, so you can store all your stuff. Let's get on the road and talk about the good and bad. Real quick, I forgot to add, this 2.4 liter turbo boxer also has a 3,500 pound towing capacity. So you can carry a trailer, you can carry a little camper, anything under 4,000 pounds, you can tow around in this thing. So that's not a bad, that's actually a really good thing to add to that. All right, guys, the good and the bad list. I'm going to start with the bad, okay? Because the bad list is kind of specific. The CVT is still clunky. The CVT transmission, while it delivers that high torque and that horsepower number, it's still clunky, especially on the highway when you're trying to like keep a consistent speed while you're driving. It's super duper clunky, and I don't know why, but it drove me nuts. I noticed it while I was driving it. 23.7 miles per gallon, not my favorite. I should have gotten more like 25, 26, I would think, at least, right, while you're driving this. So that's number 2 on my list. Third thing on my list for the bad list is the driver focus system in this car. While likely saving some lives, while likely keeping people focused on the road, it does work really well, but man, is it intrusive, and man, is it in your face all the time. And I'm a realtor for my full-time job, and driving around, I'm looking at houses. And you might actually hear this thing beep at me while we're driving on this review, during this review, because I'll be looking at houses driving down the road, or I'll be talking to my passenger while I'm driving down the road, and the car beeps at you. If you're not looking at the road for more than 3 or 4 seconds, it's beeping at you to look back at the road. Some people might need that distraction preventer or whatever you want to call that, but man, is that annoying. All right, guys, the good list will make sense. The good list starts with the power. You get almost 300 pounds of torque, 277 pound-feet of torque in this wagon. That's number 1 on my good list. It feels great. It's fast. It's quick on acceleration. You can't beat it. The Harman Kardon sound system in this is clean, strong, powerful. It's got all the stuff you want in a sound system, and it's in a wagon. So that sound moves freely through the cabin. It's easy for me to say. The sound moves freely through the cabin, and it's loud, and it's direct. Sounds great. The steering and the handling and the capability are my last things on the good list. The steering and the handling come from the WRX, I believe, and they are spot on. The chassis is very quiet in turns. It's very quiet over bumps. The steering is very assisted, and it's direct, and it's fast, and it's on it. Love all of that. Those are my good things as far as the steering and the handling go, the driving overall. And then the capability. You have a raised wagon, so it's capable. It can go over bumps. It can go over different things. It can go through gravel, snow, all that stuff. It's very, very capable. The last thing on my list is just the overall value you get in this vehicle. You have a vehicle that is under 50 grand, can carry all your family, can carry all their stuff. It's all-wheel drive, and it's loaded to the gills with all of the creature comforts that you've come to expect in these new cars nowadays. Add to it the responsive transmission, responsive motor. It's a full package. I'm going over a little bit of a bumpy road right now, and it's just so quiet in here and easy to manage. Well done. Love it. I'm going to take us down to the highway and jump on the highway so we can floor it, and you guys can hear what a CVT sounds like when you're giving it the business. All right, Jens, getting up on the highway here, and I want you to feel this through the video if you can. It's got super smooth power delivery and that torque. And here we go around that first bend, and then we're going to the S bend. This is an S bend getting onto the highway, and it's just so flat through these turns. And it's a wagon. It's lifted up off the ground a little bit even, and it's just super duper flat. Now we can hit that throttle. We got a truck next to us, and that throttle response is phenomenal. It just picks up speed, and it's quiet too. Very quiet. Now we're up to highway speed, and you can maintain that speed through your cruise control just fine. It's got radar cruise control, so it'll stay at the distance in front of you. It'll also keep you in the lane assistance as much as you want it, which I hardly ever use that stuff, because when you're on the highway, you are watching the road and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you're going fast. So, you don't have a whole lot of room to do that. Mess with that. But man, you step on that throttle, the CVT kicks in, that almost 300 pounds of torque, 277 of torque is right there at your fingertips, and it's just smooth. That's Car Dad Build this week. I appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Real cars for real people for real life. 2024 Subaru Outback Touring XT. See you next time.